Hey, this is Tawanda returning again. This is my third video. Today is September the 29th, 2020, and I pray that everyone is having a wonderful evening. And this morning, I woke up thinking about the spiritual connection of my hair, and it's really interesting. Now, out of all the hairstyles I had in my life, it seemed like the locks is very unique because it's like a connection or something, some type of spiritual connection. And I remember when I first started my locks, actually the journey really began years ago. And a lot of times people think when you make a decision to start locks, people think that you just automatically say, yeah, I'm going to start locks today, like right now. But actually, it takes a while to really uh, to begin the journey of starting locks. Like for me, the first time I wanted Locs was when I saw Bar Molly back when I was like a teenager, and I saw this man with this guitar, and I'm like, who is that with that hair? It's like I fell in love with that hair, and he was rocking it, and it was like I have never seen anything like it before in my life. And during that time, it was like we had went through the Black Power movement, and we were embracing the afros and then we began to embrace the braids. Now check this out now mind you, I'm 59 years old, so we have a history with the Black Power movement and how that really influenced us to begin the journey of wearing our hair natural at a point of time, and so when I saw Barb Molly with the locks, I was like, all right now. But anyway, that was my beginning of my journey. But at that time, I was afraid of doing it because of what it associated with, And then I was afraid of wearing it at that time. But there were people embracing it at that time. You saw a few here and there rocking it. And then there were some women wearing wigs on top of their heads when they went to work because they didn't feel comfortable wearing their hair like that, or it may not have been acceptable at the workplace at that time. So for all the young people, it's like someone had to really begin the journey of us becoming more acceptable in this society. So anyway, as time went on and years went by, I began to realize that it's more than just a hairstyle. It's like a really deep spiritual connection with it. And as the days go by and the weeks go by, it's like your journey begins to evolve to something else. Because I remember when I first got the locks, I wasn't sure what was going to do because everybody's hair is so different. Like sometimes you say, well, I want my hair like hers, I want my hair like his, and then you realize that your hair is doing its own thing. And it has its own uniqueness about it. So you feel a certain kind of way. But as time goes on, you begin to experience new things. You begin to feel more into your own groove. And I find that happening with me. It's like you feel like an awesome connection with each part of your hair. And then some parts of your locks may not be perfect. Like I remember going through this journey for 4 years, and I have gone through many different um, feelings about my hair. It was parts of me that didn't embrace it right away, and some parts of me I embraced, and there was other parts. I mean, it's like I went through a challenge because it was finding that connection with your hair. And I think as time goes on, you begin to feel more of a connection and you can't explain it. It's like everybody's story is so different. So it's interesting. So as time goes on, it is a spiritual connection. That's what I find for myself. But everybody's journey is so different, and you find yourself, spending less time really kind of like, like when I first got my locks, it was like I was like want to make it perfect here, perfect there. I just wanted perfection. You want everything to be neat, and you wanted, every part to be neat. You wanted to gel this hair down, and you want to do all this kind of stuff. And then as time go on, it's like it's not important anymore, So I don't know, how other people feel about that. I just want to share that because some people say, "Hey, you gonna gel that down?" I'm like, for what? So anyway, I know as in our culture, we do have, I would say, our hair is very important to us. Whether we wear it in locks or straight or afro or braids. It's like as a culture, we really like our hair laid, But it's something uniquely different about the locks. The locks represent something more meaningful. Even if you're wearing it in different styles, you find yourself feeling a certain kind of way as time go on. And it's not like one of those things. It's not like a fly by night thing. Like you feel like, okay, it's in style today, and then next year it's going to be a fad, and everybody can be wearing hair another way. But it's like as time go on, you begin to really have a connection with it. Like it becomes so part of you. Like it becomes like so meaningful, and that's what I like about it. So it's more than just a style for me. It's more than just like, oh, this is a style. I gotta, like how you get earrings and you wear your earrings, like the ones that's in style. Like today, everybody's wearing the round earrings, and then next year it might be small earrings, and the year after that might be grand. So every year things change, fashions change, accessories change. But it's like the hair, the locks, it seems to be something uniquely different. It's not like no other. It's like no other. So it's really beautiful. And yes, you still have your challenges, especially as it gets longer. You find yourself being have to be more careful with your hair because, like I said in my second video, your hair could end up in some places that you don't want it to end up in. And water or coffee or orange juice, you'd be like, oh gosh. So, and then you find yourself like it might get trapped underneath something, like you might be laying down and might get trapped somewhere on a, you'd be like, especially if you're not wearing a scarf at the time. So then you find yourself wanting to wear it wrapped up to keep it from going all over the place. You become very protective of your hair too. That's another thing. You become very protective, you know. So anyway, I just wanted to share that today. I have so many wonderful stories to share about my locks, but I don't want to be on here all day. But I just want to share my story because, like I said, somebody really could really get something out of each story. I get so much out of everyone's story, so I want to share my story, especially being part of the elders, because I see a lot of young people doing videos about their locks, and so it's really nice to see the elders share their stories about their locks. The people who have gray hair, or the people may go and have salt and pepper hair. So our journey is a little bit different because our hair is, one thing about having gray hair, it kind of it's very stubborn. So people who have gray hair, you can relate to that. The gray hair is has its own personality, and it's like it could be very stubborn. Yes, it can be. So that's I find that very unique about the gray hair. But anyway, if anybody else has gray hair, like this video because I think it's important that we share our journey as well about our hair, and also that transitional when our hair begin to change colors, when our hair begin to turn to uh, the white wisdom hair. I'll call it that, the wisdom hair. It's another journey with that, and for those who may have their hair, the dark hair, and you find the um, little white hair starting to pop up, just say yeah, because it's not going anywhere. So you have to embrace that part of you, and it takes some time to do it. It don't happen overnight, because in our culture we don't associate gray hair most time with beauty. Sometimes we call it, oh, I'm getting old. Oh, I'm getting old. But actually, the reality is, it's a new kind of beauty. It really is. It's a new kind of beauty, and it takes a while to really embrace it. It don't happen overnight. It takes time. It really does take time. But anyway, I just wanted to share that. It's really a spiritual journey, and it could be a very fascinating thing. And everybody's story is so different. But anyway, thank you for letting me share this today about the spiritual connection with the hair. Uh, it's it's um, it's really more meaningful than we realize. It's something uniquely. It's a very unique experience, and it's everybody's story is different, but it's something different. Out of all the styles we had in our lives, I think the locks are something special and unique. It really is. So anyway, have the best evening ever, and if you like this video, click it and say, yeah, I can relate to this, because I got some color coming in there. Some new color. Hey, call it the new color. Yeah. Good night, everybody. Have the best evening ever. Or morning. Some people it's morning time, or it may be the afternoon. But whatever day it is in your neck of the woods, have the best day ever. Thanks for listening.